Same boat, Ivy.
So this is gonna be fun.
There is test accounts in here.
Mm-hmm.
There he is.
Hello.
Okay, goodness. Well, I don't know what was ailing Discord, but apparently, since all of us were having a problem today and this week, it must have been something on their end, and they must have realized we were going to play, so they fixed it for us.
I think it's an overload of the networks because everyone's like off of work and they have time to relax and such. But
It's okay. I'm just milking that overtime right now.
Yeah, they're supposed to knock roll 20 down sometime, either today or tomorrow.
I think it was last night at midnight they did an update to it. Oh, DM, hey, luckily I'm able to get D&D Beyond. I've got it up and it's running. I've got roll 20 running at work. Problem is I can't download the extension, so if I roll, I'll just have to go off my character sheet.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. How's your boss doing? Is he any better?
Yeah, he sounds a lot better. He's cleared up a lot, but he's going to be out probably till next week. So that's why I'm sitting here tonight and tomorrow milking that overtime. They still got us working, but the rest of the day shift guys are off for another week.
Okay. Well, now I'm getting... Speaking of Roll20, I'm getting a message on my desktop, which is the computer that's hosting the stream, not hosting the DM view. And it says, your connection to the server has been interrupted. Anything you do right now, we will attempt to send you. So if you...
I reset it.
Yeah, so if you see, the little red box. So if you see
I got it because I I was connected without any problems, and I just now got it. So it looks like Roll20's having some problems too.
Oh, okay. Well, we will do what we can. Well, now it went away. Okay, and now it's on my laptop, but it went away, and I'm seeing everybody back on the desktop. It looked like everybody dropped and then came back, so you'll probably see me drop at some point on the. You'll probably see DM Gallibond drop at some point on the. Roll20, and then I should pop back on.
Well, I'm proud of myself. Today, my other server that I play on mostly, we have tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 3, and tier 4. Tier 4 starts at level 15, and we finally, after like a year and a half, got characters high enough level to do tier 4, and I got elected to run the first tier 4.
Yay! All right.
It was a lot of fun. We roll dice to determine whether it's going to be a medium, and a hard, or a deadly. And first roll was a deadly. So I pulled.
And we just.
But they were victorious. Oh. I pulled out a demon lord, Jeron, and commenced a whooping on them with him. But they.
Nice.
So it sounds like everything's working fine here.
Well, it was and it wasn't. I was having trouble, and a couple other, both Michael and Ivy said they'd been having trouble earlier. So I got everything set up on Roll20 on my end, and about the time I got everything set up, they said, "Oh, hey, Discord's working again," and. So, technology, gotta love it. All right, I guess we will go ahead, and I'm going to kill the music because we are a little bit past time. All right, everyone. Well, I think the appropriate question to ask tonight is, how is everybody holding up? Outside of the game.
Good, I got a whole ton of games. I just treated myself to new games, and it's fantastic.
Nice.
My kids are loving staying home, all 6 of them.
Well, as of today, the state of Alabama closed all schools, all businesses, non-essential.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm in the medical field, so I'm essential.
Sure.
Nashville's been closed for over a week, and it's dead as can be downtown.
In Virginia, school's been out for a couple weeks, and they've canceled it for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it's been out for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks.
Rest of the year?
Yeah, the rest of the year. School's done. So.
Wow.
Ours is until April 24th.
I bet they're loving that. Gee.
Yeah, I think the seniors are having a hard time.
Creates a nightmare of problems to come up with daycare while both me and my wife still have to work because we're both in the medical field.
That is a nightmare for seniors. Yeah, your life gets put on hold. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's well, and it's bad enough you worry about the kids going off to their kindergarten or their school, which are, in the best of times, those are little germ factories. And then if you have to send them to daycare with people that have other kids, I mean, unless you happen to be a lucky type of person that lives in close proximity to one of the sets of grandparents. And
they just closed all the daycare centers, so there's nowhere to take them. That's the problem.
Oh, gosh.
Well, yeah, I think there's a lot of single people out there that are off of work, so look in the papers for babysitters and shit.
Yeah, but that, I don't know. I am not a parent. I don't have any kids, but I would have a real hard time leaving my kids with somebody that I didn't know. Really
I have to agree
well.
with him on that one. And plus, you don't know who's got the Rona right now either, so that would be bad.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. It's like I was telling my boss today. we're trying to hold as normal hours as we can, and we're doing a couple of conference call meetings each day, just checking in with everybody, seeing how things are going, and constant updates, policy changes, because I work with a company that we provide a lot of services to people's houses. And so normally we have a lot of technicians that will be going and making house calls and doing normal course of business upgrades or repairs or things like that at people's homes. And now there's a lot of concern with a lot of our customers, of course, and then a lot of directives from state and local governments about what is essential, what is non-essential. And, we've got a lot of customers that are like, hey, I don't want anybody coming to my house. And there are other people like, this stuff is broken, I need something fixed. And so we're having to navigate a lot of stuff that is between taking care of our customers and abiding by regulatory. So things are constantly in flux, which is good for me because it means I got a lot to do, but it's also a little hectic because stuff will change 2 or 3 times a day. And, so we're dealing with all that stuff.
I understand the rest of the country is like, well, we're closed. But they don't understand that some of us, our lives still have to go on. We still have to work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and it's, all the delivery drivers you see all the FedEx trucks and UPS trucks, and the mail is still running and everything like that. And obviously everybody in the healthcare profession is working, and virtually every restaurant here in my town is open, but for, delivery / takeout only. And the grocery stores are all still open, albeit with limited hours, and the gas station. I mean, I don't know how many people are on the East Coast, but we here in Florida a few years ago just got our first Wawas, which is a silly name, but I mean, it's a really nice convenience store, gas station combination thing that I think started somewhere in Pennsylvania. And they are normally 24/7, but now all of them are closed for an hour a day so they can, completely clean the whole place. And, they've changed a lot of the ways. Like if you go in the morning to get coffee, you can't make your own coffee anymore. Somebody serves it to you. And, they've drastically limited the only thing they serve to eat is stuff they have to cook. There's no like sandwiches or anything like that they'll put together. It's just all cooked stuff that you get. Because I guess they figure if they cook it, it's going to kill any viruses of anybody that might be preparing anything. So it's definitely a change. It's definitely a change. And then when I go out to get my daily walk, because I usually walk about 3 miles at lunch in our office park, and when I try to do that around here, all my neighbors are home and they see me and they, hey, how's it going? They all want to stop and chat. It's like, okay, I only got a few minutes. I got to get back to work and I need to get my exercise in.
Yeah, because they don't have anything to do. They're stuck at home.
Yeah. Well, all right. Glad everybody seems to be holding up, and glad we can provide a little bit of entertainment on a Thursday night for some folks. This is Thursday night. I am DM Gallibond. Looks like we have a full house. I'm joined by Vernon with Finn, James with Abinadom, Michael with Dorzaphir, Ivy with Hyza, Wes with Gorrim, and Chris with L. And last time we met our intrepid heroes. They were about to fight the ghost, or I should say the skeleton of Mr. Ed, that they had found in the dragon barrow. So let me go ahead and pull our map up for everybody. And then I will recenter the view for everyone. Okay, and oh, okay. Yes, we did not even roll initiative because it was some spells that went off that caused the approaching the horse caused the bones to coalesce, and then before they could fully get coalesced, Dorzaphir and Abinadom fired off some spells. So everybody can go ahead and roll initiative if you would like to. And we're going to see, right? And
Ooh, nat 20 plus 3. 23 initiative.
woo! Okay.
Damn,
And
2
another
nat
net.
20s.
Nice. Okay, so.
Oh, yes. Gorrim is ready for auction tonight.
And a Benadom. Okay. Who had the 20? Oh, Michael had the 23. Okay, Dorzaphir. All right, let me go ahead and get the 23.
Should have clicked my
there.
token. My bad.
Oh, that's all right. Let's see. We have Hyza, El, Gorrim, Finn, Abinadom, Dorzaphir, and we have a horse. When is a horse? A horse, of course. As long as it's Mr. Ed.
Is the horse that big?
The horse is a large creature, so yes, it takes up a 10 by 10 space.
Okay.
Clearly it's not as wide as it is long, but
Gotcha.
that's the way they do the tokens to fill up that area. So we will go ahead and we will put it in descending order. And then Dorzaphir, you actually are up first. So this skeletal horse appears behind you. You've damaged it, and Abinadom damaged it, and that seems to have made it mad. And it looks like it wants to bite or clobber you with its skeletal hooves. What would you like to do?
I'm going to chuck a firebolt at it.
Okay.
And now because I leveled up, that's +4 to hit and 2d10 damage.
Ooh. Okay. And
what does this horse look like? Did you describe once it came together? Because the picture makes it look like it's kind of a majestic horse. Is it like that, or does it look like a?
No, it looks like a skeleton.
Okay, so a nasty skeleton horse.
A nasty skeleton horse, but you can tell it's got like some bits of like old moldy barding and stuff on it, and those probably look like something that at one time might have been very nice looking.
Okay.
No, not after last session. We're now at a point where you level up after every 2 sessions. So, or every 2 scenarios. So, not after this scenario, but after the logging camp scenario, we'll be able to level up again.
I should be level 5, correct?
Yeah, some of us are level 5. I think some are not level 5.
Yeah, because of whether people have been able to play all all the sessions or not. Okay, and then I guess so. After this, if anybody is still level 4 after this scenario, I will let those people level up to level 5. But once we clear out this complex here, and then that way everybody should be level 5 by the time we get to the next one. All right, so that was a miss. Dorzaphir, going to do anything? You have a bonus action you want to do?
I'll just stand there beside Abinadom.
Okay. And Abinadom, it is up to you now.
So looking at it, can I tell if this was a horse of some like former hero and it's only mad because we attacked it and it may not have had any ill intent before we attacked it? Is there a way I can tell that?
It's a skeleton, so you can't really tell a whole lot. And it's undead, so I don't think you can get any insights off of it.
Okay.
But you're a magic-y guy, so go ahead and do an Arcana check, and we'll see if your Arcana tells you anything about this.
Oh, natural 1.
No, you think this is just a demon horse from hell that's bent on killing all of you.
All right, I will. I'll go ahead and Ray of Frost it again.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. I don't think it's going to matter much, but if I remember correctly, Ray of Frost slows it, right?
Yes.
Oh, that's not the one I use for slow. That's the one I use for slow.
Oh, 2 natural 1s in a row?
Oh,
wow.
My goodness.
This is not my night.
Okay, well, Gorrim, apparently the thumb twiddlers, the finger twiddlers are having really freaked out by this skeletal horse.
This horse scared the crap out of poor Abinadom.
Dwarf to deal with the thing. He reaches out and grabs the creature.
He's coming around. He's coming through like a robot voice.
Yeah. Okay. So you're doing an athletics check to grapple it.
Yes, I'm. The dwarf says, as usual, it's left up to a dwarf to handle the problem. Come here, you nasty, and he's gonna grapple it.
Okay, and that 18 will hit. So what do you want to do with your grapple?
To make an opposed check, or I'm going to drag it and throw it in the trap.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's gonna do an opposed strength check. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Darn, he breaks free.
Actually, it broke free, and I wasn't expecting it to do that.
Neither was I.
I've had days like this.
Yeah, so it...
Oh, it's a squirrely little thing.
Just sort of gets out of your grip, and if it had lips, you feel like it would probably be pulling back its lips to bare its teeth at you, but its teeth are already bare. Anything else you want to do, Gorrim?
Oh, that'll be his action, I believe. Is that your action to make a grapple attack? Yep. So that would be it.
Okay. Finn, you are up. You hear them fighting with something down here. Abinadom, your elf screeched. Ah! And your dwarf growled.
Okay, what's this T? Do we know?
Yes, that's a pit trap. It's 5 feet across, and it is exposed now. Down at the bottom, it's 10 feet deep, and down at the bottom are a bunch of rusty swords embedded in the ground, point with the blades pointed straight up. So you don't want to fall in because it'd hurt.
So I've actually got to make a move to get around this thing.
As part of your move, I would let you do an athletics check to jump over it, or from the square that you are in. You do have. You can see the edge of this square where the horse is. So
I can see the horse.
You can see the horse from there. If you want to do something from range to try to affect it.
So I believe we have seen pictures of Lady Terramore, Algundar.
You haven't seen any pictures of her. You've definitely heard tales. Well, okay, let me take that back. Your party hasn't seen. You all have heard tales of her, and Finn, I'm going to let you roll a history check to see if you, in fact, have seen a picture of her.
Too cool.
Yeah, you've seen a picture of her, and you know that she was often depicted with her horse. Now, of course, this horse is just a skeleton, but like I said, there's tatters of some old barding that's on the horse, and one of the patterns of the barding you realize matches a very distinctive pattern that this hero's horse was always depicted as wearing. So either this is the remains of her horse, or somebody went to a lot of trouble to make people think it was the remains of her horse that were buried in this crypt.
Well, this makes an interesting situation.
But it looks angry because it's been damaged by your companions that are in there.
Yeah, I think I screwed up.
So this is a very untraditional use of this spell, but it is worth a shot in this particular case.
Okay. Phantasmal force
of the lady.
Well, now
he's undead, so this is not.
Well,
this is not typical.
Now let me check.
It has no effect on undead or constructs.
Okay. Yeah, okay. This steed has the statistics of a riding horse, except that it's undead.
Yeah.
All right, so after he answers the door, we'll get back to...
Someone cast a knock spell and...
Other people. Let other people.
Okay, so, yeah.
So basically it doesn't see that.
Yeah, with the undead template, it doesn't do that. And the strange mystic knock spell from another plane disrupts Finn's concentration. It's like, huh? What?
What?
That's a shame.
You get a point of inspiration, DM, for that one.
That would have been a good one, though. That would have been good.
No.
Actually, I think with attempting to use that creative thing, that creative spell, even though it wasn't going to work, I think that is worthy of an inspiration. So Finn, go ahead and take an inspiration if you don't have one already. So that's nice creativity. I second whoever suggested that. So, all right. Anything else you want to do, Vern?
Well, if he can, he's going to yell out the name at least, because he knew he had to make a soundtrack anyway.
Okay.
Doesn't do that, so he yells out our name.
Okay. All right. Finn yells out the name of Lady Alagandar, and the Gorrim, Abinadom, and Dorzaphir. You all see that the horse jerks its head around and looks as though looking for someone or something when that name is spoken.
There you go. At least we got a distraction in there.
Yeah.
That's probably all we can do on this round. Let's see what the next guy does.
Okay. Okay, tactically, Finn, would you want to move to like the square that's to your token's left? That way, if somebody's going to come and try to leap over the the trap, they can get there. Okay, all right. Elle, you are up.
Do I feel like I can lean around this corner here and take a shot?
Yeah, you can squeeze past Finn, but you would need to be in that square where Finn was in order to get line of sight on it.
Perfect.
And shoot at it.
I'm going to fire the first shot with a silver arrow just to test.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that hits. For 7. And how would you like to destroy this creature?
I just give it a whistle, and as it turns to me, put one right between the eyes.
Okay. L pulls back on his longbow, point blank range, lets go. The silver-tipped arrow just embeds into the skull of this thing, which shatters in about 4 pieces, and then the whole skeleton just crumbles to the ground, and the bones clatter as it does. And encounter is over. Okay. So congratulations, y'all. You've killed a dead horse.
It's undeader.
In fact, we've been beating the dead horse.
Yeah. We literally beat the dead horse.
Okay. Then
I just wanted to check and see if I could find anything on the dead horse. That's what I rolled for.
Yeah, you can find bits of that barding, but as you pick it up, it is so old and so brittle that it starts to kind of crumble in your hands. It's not worth anything. And then there's like you also notice on the bones there's like little marks, probably like the teeth of rats or something that have over the years have been down here and picked the bones clean.
Is there anything in the corner where the bones were initially laid?
Go ahead and give me an investigation check, if you will.
Better not be another natural 1, or I'm closing up shop tonight.
Hey, there's a good roll. Nope, doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Just, probably you can tell where something dead lay for a long time and kind of rotted in place there.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's about it. But it's been there at least a century, so I mean it doesn't smell and it's nothing gooey. It's all dried.
Okay.
And it's been there a long time. Okay, so what would you guys like to do next?
Let's go check out
Guess
the
we're gonna
other
keep searching.
alleyways, the other cavern pass.
Yeah, you have one off to the west over here, and then you have one off to the north over here that you haven't looked into yet.
And we
Since
can hop.
we know there's traps. Let me get in front and search for traps.
And we can hop over this trap, right?
Yeah, it's only 5 feet, so. All right, so we're gonna head off this way.
Although Dorzaphir, you can't see in the dark, right? You have a torch or something.
You've got your dancing lights. I was about to say you probably still
that's
have your
right.
dancing lights up.
That's right. I still do. I forgot.
What do I need to roll for that? What do you want me to use? Investigation, perception?
Oh, yeah, and while you're at it, let me go ahead and let me go ahead.
There you go. +3 to perception. Woo!
Okay, so you can look and you can see in there. There are some crypts in there, and with your 18, yes. With your 18, you can in fact see that right here there is yet one of those other traps. The construction is identical to the other one. So the floor is made to look like stone, but it's cleverly disguised wooden planks that are very thin. And probably when they were brand new, they probably would not have supported much weight. And now with all the time they've been here, they're so much dry rot that you don't even know if a halfling could walk across without falling through. And then at the bottom, 10 feet down, there are several rusty swords embedded into the ground with the blades pointed straight up. So the idea being anybody who trips that and falls into it, they're going to impale themselves on those swords and have a rather painful. Well,
watch your step, lads. It'd be a nice one heck of a fall. I don't think you'd be coming back from that one.
Yeah, but 5 feet, it's, technically I probably should, if you tell me that you're just cavalierly going to try to jump over it, I should make you do an athletics check to be sure you're not going to roll a 1. But it would be very easy to rig up, put a couple of pitons in and, so you can hang on to the sides, have something to hold on to and get yourself through, taking a couple of minutes. So it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Anybody want to check the pack and see if they have any pitons so we could put in the wall to give us some grip to walk across this thing?
I actually have 10 of them. And a small hammer.
As do I. I
All
have
right.
some.
Yep. Okay, so you can easily get those hammered into place.
How many you think
Yeah.
you'd use for a 5-foot span? Like 3, 5?
I probably just even 2. One on each side, and it maybe put a rope through it, and yeah,
Now, 5 feet's not very far.
yeah, it's not very far.
Okay, I hop across then.
All right, and you see in this room there are 4 sarcophagi in alcoves.
I learned my lesson the first time. I think I'm going to check every sarcophagus.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll take those rolls in order. Which one? Ping the one that you're checking first. Okay.
That one closest to me.
Yeah, you examine it stem to stern, and actually you should probably get advantage since you found a trap on one of them before. You on this one, you are absolutely sure there's nothing like the traps that you saw in the other room there.
Oh, but there is one.
No,
So there is
no,
one on that one? No.
no, you can't find any traps at all on this one. Yeah, you have an idea of what to look for, and you don't find anything on this one with the 23. With a 19, same. You give it a really close examination, and you can't find anything there. This one you take a look at, and you could swear at first that you found something that looks like it might be the trigger of a trap. So you play with it, and you play with it, and you try to fiddle with it, and you try to fiddle with it, and then you finally realize that it's just like a old chip of stone that came off of somewhere, and it's not connected to anything. And here, you're pretty sure there's not any traps on that one.
All clear, guys. Come on in.
Gorrim will snatch the lid off of the first one.
So the one that Gorrim is next to?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Well, let me just make a quick check here. All right. So, you open that, and you see the skeletal remains of a person who looks like probably they were either a half elf or a human. There is a holy symbol that is on the top of their bones, and you can see that the holy symbol itself, you can kind of make out what it was, but about half of it, as well as half of one of the hands of the person, look like they were melted, like by.
He'll slowly put the lid back on and say, we don't need to mess with that one.
Okay.
Should have grabbed the holy symbol.
You can reach in there and grab it if you want to.
Sure.
But don't come hollering to me if your hand melts off.
You said only one of the hands is melted? It ain't the one holding the holy symbol, is it?
No, one of the hands is there. Okay, Hyza, you're going to do a religion check. You can tell that this is that this was a holy symbol of Lathander. Lathander, who's sometimes known as the Morning Lord, one of the deities of good and healing and whatnot. And yeah, it looks like half of that holy symbol has been eaten away by something very caustic. And it's a little bent up.
I want to take it off the corpse and give it to her.
Okay. You can take it off of the corpse, and nothing happens.
Gorrim, why are you so scared? Come on, man. It's just the dead. They ain't gonna bite.
You damn bloody fool. That's a cleric of good, and you're messing with its dead body.
And
Don't
she's a
kill
cleric
her,
of good, so it would gladly help her out more than it would help us. The dead don't need it.
You don't disturb the rest of the anointed ones of the deities.
Then why are we here?
All right. So, Gorrim, you're going to try to open the lid on the...
Yeah, he's going to open this one slowly. He doesn't want to disturb the remains if it turns out to be another cleric.
Okay. This one... Okay. This one is the... You open it up, and you see the remains of a... this was probably a human, almost certainly a human, about the same size as the half-elf, but the bone's a little bit heavier, in the way that humans are slightly broader of shoulder and stockier than elves are. And there's the remains of some armor, leather armor. Again, a lot of the leather has been, looks like it's melted away. And this poor person, one of their legs looks like it was partly melted away. And then there's what looks disturbingly like an enormous, where an enormous part of this person's shoulder and chest before they died was bitten away by an enormous mouth. The one thing that catches your eye, resting, glittering brand new, or seemingly brand new, and totally untouched by age and totally undamaged by whatever killed its owner, is a beautiful lute. Musical instrument.
Hey, Bod, there's something here you might be interested in.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Dwarf. Fighter, or whatever your name is.
Sorry, I rolled to see if I knew, because all this acid damage, to see if it was an acid dragon.
Okay, that...
Not with a 6.
Yeah, not with a 6. You can't really tell. Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised if what killed them was acid. And Finn, I'm going to ping right over here. This is the one that has the loot in it.
And meanwhile, Bandit is over there getting pinged. There's loot.
Yeah, right over here. Okay. So yeah, you pull this out, and okay. Let me see if I can. Well, this thing is really good about having stuff in here. So let's see if it has a. Okay. It does not. So I'm going to very quickly find one. Ooh.
That sounds good.
Oh, wow. That's really nice. This is pretty incredible. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's really...
And then Finn drops it and it breaks before he finds out what it is.
Okay. Going to do this.
Probably use it as a mirror.
Do we have to do an identify spell or do a short rest before we find out what it is? Or
well, somebody can do an Arcana check if they really want to try to find out quickly. It likely will take, yes, an identify spell at some point. And if you're going to spend an identify spell, you probably want to wait until you finish exploring the whole thing. Okay.
That's 20 plus 4 to Arcana.
Okay.
Dorzaphir doesn't wait around, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm the thief. I gotta know things.
You're taking over my job.
Hey, I can help up a plus 4 to Arcana. You know, trickster rogue.
Yeah, arcane trickster rogue. Okay, I am going to upload an image and I'm going to attach it to this card because this musical instrument in here doesn't have a default image, but I found a really, really cool one on a really, really cool one. So let's do this. We'll do this. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to edit it. And I am going to drop. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Save that. Okay. What you have found there, Dorzaphir, or what you guys have found, this is a loot of illusions.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Sounds right up Finn's alley.
Yeah. Now you're, you know what it is, but without using an identify spell or without attuning to it, you don't really know everything about it. But you've heard tales of these things, and they're supposed to be able to create effects around whoever is attuned to it and playing it, visual effects. And so, it's like bards, it is said, often like these because when they get into like a tavern or something and they play, they can enhance their songs by sort of having imagery that goes along with the music that they're playing. And I am going to show this to everybody. This is what it looks like.
Ooh.
Huh? Where?
On roll 20.
On roll 20. It's very intricately made, delicate wood, all the inlay like mother of pearl and everything. And it looks like it's brand new, Finn. Clearly, that's the hallmark of something magical. It's been in this moldy tomb and hasn't been touched by time.
Finn, what you have there is a very, very special loot. I suggest you take very great care of it, and I think it will do you well, sir. But we could always get Abinadom to cast a identify spell on it to get more information, but I just sense the power flowing off of it.
Can't help you. I don't have identify. But
You don't have identify either?
We just do a short rest and we'll figure it out.
All right.
Yeah. That without having an identify, then basically, Finn, you would just have to attune to it over a short rest, and then you would know once you've attuned to it all of the properties it has. So we will wait until you guys get a chance to do that, and then I'll let you attune to it, and I will throw it in your inventory there, or in your journal there, so that you can look at it and know what it does when you need to use it. All right, so Gorrim, we're moving on to the next one. Let us just see.
That's gonna actually.
Okay. All right, Gorrim, as you remove the lid from this one, you see Okay, whoever has an open mic, can you please shut it up, because I can hear somebody screaming in the background. The corpse in here has chainmail armor on, and it also, there's a sword that's in the sarcophagus with it. This particular sword, about half of it appears to have been melted away by something extremely caustic, and there are like spatter marks on the acid or on the armor where parts of the armor have been melted away by something extremely caustic as well. And the helm that is on the actually, the helm is not on the skull. The skull is fractured in about 6 places, and the helm looks like it was crushed while the person was still wearing it. So something extremely powerful crushed this person's head while it was still wearing its helmet. Oops. What are we doing? And and the sword, in addition to being partly melted, it looks old. Everything in here looks old. So there's nothing particularly there. All right, and we come to the last one. And as you open this up, you know what's really odd? I just realized I'd been using random to determine which corpse was in which sarcophagus, but they actually tell you later on which one is in which. And as chance would happen, it just turns out that my random choice is exactly the same order that they had these in. Okay. All right. So in this one, You find a corpse, and this corpse is a little bit about the same height as the others, but a little bit more delicate. So this is probably an elf corpse. And this corpse is wearing robes that are tattered, and the robes, the fabric in places has been melted away by something extremely caustic. Also, you can tell like the one arm is missing below the elbow. You can tell it looks like that was probably a bite mark of some kind that bit through this person's arm and bit the rest of their arm off. And the legs have been crushed and shattered. So again, something extremely heavy or powerful shattered this person's legs. And around the neck of this corpse, there is a beautiful gleaming necklace. And this necklace, let me describe it for you. Okay. This necklace has this necklace has 8 beads on it, and or the 8 beads hanging from it, and these beads are kind of reddish, and even in the dim light that you have here in the room, it's almost like they're somehow sparkling from the inside. These beads are kind of sparkling from the inside. And each bead is hanging from a very delicate gold chain. And those chains are in turn attached to a heavy gold chain that forms the main necklace. And again, it looks brand new, like it hasn't been, like it doesn't have a speck of dust on it, like it was just put in here 5 minutes ago.
If I do an Arcana check, can I determine what it is, or will I?
You can go take a look at it, and that's going to be in this one here, Abinadom. So,
all right.
Oh, very nice. Yes, you've heard of these. In fact, your instructors at Magic School told you tales about these, and gave you a great deal of warning about them, Abinadom. What you are looking at here, and I will show it to everybody. You are looking at a necklace of fireballs.
Nice.
Basically, what happens is you pull one of those beads off, you throw it at something, and when it hits something or it gets to the point that you want it to, it blossoms into a fireball spell.
Cool. If I accidentally like pump my chest, when I do something cool, will it set one off and blow me up?
Well, you have to pull one off of the little delicate gold chain that it's attached to basically, that's like pulling the pin.
All right.
And then at the first shock after it's been separated from that, it will go off. Now, based on the damage that these corpses have suffered. They were fighting something pretty powerful. They were fighting something pretty big. And actually, you can tell there is one tiny little chain that is missing a bead at the end of it. So this thing probably at one time had 9, and one of them was used. If anybody wants to, you can do like a medicine check on any of these corpses.
Yeah, I'm going to check out the elf.
Okay, so I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to just put this here. Yeah, not really. You can't tell much. But I tell you what, if you're looking at there at the same time that Hyza is looking in there, the fact that both of you are looking, that would be enough to give Hyza advantage, so he can use her 24 roll. And
good move, Hyza.
and Hyza, the melty damage that you've seen on these corpses is consistent, you think, with a green dragon's acid breath, and definitely the huge bite marks would probably be the kind of bite marks that an adult dragon would leave if it were biting into a human-sized person. So yeah, these corpses all have suffered fatal wounds that are consistent with battling a dragon.
Okay.
So, and then let me go to, I'm just going to do this now before I forget. Okay. Finn, in your journal, you should see what's called an instrument of illusions. In this case, it's a lute. And Abinadom, in your journal, you should see the necklace of fireballs. I'm still going to make you spend the time to attune to them to actually know what they are before you can use them. But I'm just going to put them in there so I don't forget that I need to do that.
So DM question.
Yeah.
The necklace has 1d6 plus 3.
It has 8. It has 8.
So each one is an 8d6?
No. There's 8 beads. Each one is a fireball spell, which is 8d6.
Okay. I was just in the description it says this necklace has 1d6 plus 3 beads. So I got it. Never mind.
Yeah.
Slow on the uptake. All right.
No, that's all right. I remember this is your first D&D game, but yeah.
Well, I was confused because I thought it was describing the effect, but it was just counting the number of beads. So, all right.
Yeah. So, make a note of that somewhere. You have actually, I will do that. I will do that in the thing here in the notes. This necklace has 8 beads hanging from it. Okay, 3rd level fireballs.
So basically, when we get the big bad dragon and just throw the whole damn necklace at him.
Yeah, I know fireball spell too, so I'll be able to cast a lot of fireballs.
This deals 8.
Yeah, throwing that whole necklace. Holy cow, it's like a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Don't let it fall from your neck.
Yeah, no kidding.
Matt Mercer. This is or not Matt Mercer. Chris Perkins. In a game that he ran, he was running what ostensibly was supposed to be kind of a by the book version of Tomb of Annihilation, except it wasn't, because he put a homebrew magic item in there. And so, if Chris Perkins, who writes the adventures, feels okay putting homebrew stuff in, then we all should. And he called it a Howrune force bomb. And when they did an identify on it, it had captured in it. It had the force of 10,000 magic missile spells. So it's like, okay, and it was basically the size of a hand grenade. So you take this and you throw it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, how you talk about a nuclear bomb? It's like, gosh, yeah, that would ruin your entire day. Okay, all right. So they looks like that's what we have here.
Hyza, when we go to the next area, why don't you decide to take point?
To take what?
Take lead, take point, and because you glow.
Actually, Gorrim is the one that's glowing because he's got the light spell on his armor.
Oh, there we go.
Do you guys want me to distinguish my
We're not going to take a short rest?
my dancing lights?
Oh, you guys can either take a short rest here, or you can wait until you finish exploring this whole place and then take a short rest. It's up to you all.
It feels too creepy to sleep here.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, I say we keep going.
So Gorrim first.
But how big is the light that Gorrim puts off? And does Abinadom still have dancing lights?
I can keep them, or I can extinguish them, whichever you guys want. I can put the lights in front of us. I can keep them behind us.
How long do those last?
They last a minute, but I can continually. It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
I can just keep going.
He can keep recasting them. So.
Well, do you want me to be right beside him or behind him? Because there might be traps. We done found two.
Yeah. If Abinadom put the lights ahead, then that means that the rogue could go ahead and check for traps.
It just announces our presence. It could to anything if there is anything in there. So it's actually
check for traps on the next area.
Okay.
I got the lights up ahead.
Okay. The only thing, I'm just gonna show this much since you guys have to go around the corner to see what's there. Okay, if you're checking right here, Dorzaphir, there's nothing. And you're just going to check as you go?
That's a 10-4.
Okay, all right. So you get all the way up to here, and there's nothing so far. Okay. And then, okay.
There we go.
As you get here, you realize that right in front of you, there is yet another one of those areas that same kind of trap you guys have found before. And now that you're here, I'm going to go ahead and show the rest of this area. Okay. And yeah, it's the planks that make up that trap are very, very thin. Like you say, probably a halfling couldn't support a halfling's weight if it tried to walk across there.
I'll put up some more pittons so we can get across it.
Okay. All right. And in this chamber, you see 2 sarcophagi. Those sarcophagi are on either side of a pillar, and beyond the pillar, you see enormous bones. And there are niches carved into the walls of these, and you can see some of these bones have been placed into the niches, and some of the bones are scattered on the floor. And at the far end of this room over here, kind of, I guess it's more or less kind of egg shape with a flattened end. And it has enormous teeth along the sides. You see the skull of what clearly is an adult dragon. And the teeth bear chip marks on it, or on some of them. And it's clearly just dead. And laying atop this skull, like it was purposely laid there, is a gleaming, shiny longsword. And again, it's the kind of it's clearly magical because it looks like it has not been here 5 minutes. It's all gleaming and everything.
Oh, Lord. I have a feeling if we get any closer, something's about to go boom.
Okay. Gorrim, are you checking it in a roguely way, or are you checking it in a let's just open it and see what's in there way?
Yeah, he just called it, see what's in.
Okay. Dorzaphir, your dwarf goes over, and before you can say anything, just grabs the edge of the lid of this sarcophagus on the right.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
And slides it off, and you look down there, and you see the skeleton of a human male, wearing chainmail armor, wearing a device or a symbol that is reminiscent of Lady Alagandar, but is clearly not and it's clearly not a lady. It's clearly a man. And also, the armor looks a little plain to be a noble. And of course, it's been here 100 years, and the guy has suffered all kinds of wounds, and part of his armor is melted, in the same way that the other armor and effects were. And this guy has a long sword that is pitted and scarred and bent. Actually, his long sword is bent by something that it was.
Abinadom, are you next to me?
I'm just beyond the trap.
Get as close to me as you can. Hyza, you too.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
As I'm talking to them, okay, I have a feeling. Besides Gorrim rushing in and opening the sarcophagi, at the end of this hallway looks like something that if we wake it up is not going to be too happy. Can I make a roll to see if I can tell that's a dragon, or can I just tell it's a dragon body?
Okay, it's the bones.
Right.
It's skeleton, and you've heard enough stories. Everybody has heard enough stories, and you've actually seen a smaller dragon. Clearly, from the size of this skull, this is much bigger than the dragon that attacked Leolin, the one that you all are after. The one, you know, that's a young dragon. This is a full-grown dragon.
Lord.
And it's skeletal, so it's probably dead. And
Keyword, probably.
That sword is on there. I mean, you could have somebody try to do some sort of a check on it to see if they could tell it's really dead or not.
Abinadom, you're the wizard. Or Hyza, give it a check.
Are we doing an Arcana check here?
Just don't get too close.
Or investigation?
Actually, probably nature, because a dragon is a creature, so probably nature to tell what kind of. Yeah, neither one of you can really tell with those rolls. Okay, Gorrim, are you going to wait for Dorzaphir to investigate this, or are you just going to open it?
I just asked him, does he want to check it before I open it?
Oh, okay.
13.
It looks perfectly safe, Dorzaphir, and the other one, when Gorrim opened it, nothing happened.
Because I'm not walking up
Sure.
and waiting for something to jump out of these tombs behind us and attack.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Go ahead and open the sarcophagi and be safe. Oh, she gave me a +4. Hold on. RD4. Oh, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17?
17. Yeah, doesn't look like there's anything in there. Or it doesn't look like there's any traps, I should say.
Well, let's give it an open and see what's in it.
Okay, you open this, and this skeleton is clearly a woman, and clearly is dressed like Lady Alagandar. You can see bears some of the same damage on her plate mail that the other people that you found in here have on their armor, but because she's wearing plate mail, they there's no place that the armor was melted through by the acid. It's also dented in a couple of places, like it got hit really hard by something, perhaps like a dragon's tail or something, knocked the crap out of this armor while she was in it. That couldn't have felt very good. But the armor's all old. It's kind of rusty. There's clearly like a silk banner that she probably would have ridden into battle with was laid on top of it, and that's kind of moth-eaten, but it's enough of it is intact that you can tell it's her.
Finn rolled for nature to check the bones too.
Okay. Yeah, Finn, that's definitely a green dragon skull, and yeah, it looks dead.
Can I roll an Arcana check on the dragon with Abinadom's help?
They buried the heroes in a tomb shaped like the dragon that they.
Okay, who are you giving guidance to, Hyza?
The one checking the dragon.
Okay.
How do I give help? Or did she already did it?
Okay, you roll an Arcana check. If you get better than a 10 on the die, then that gives Dorzaphir advantage.
Nope.
Okay, nope. So, yeah, between the two of you, you're like, I think it's dead. Yeah, I think it's dead too. Yeah, I think it's dead. Well, you go touch it. No, I'm not going to go touch it. You touch it. No, I'm not going to go touch it.
And Finn hasn't said a word. He's just watching.
Yeah.
Hey, Gorrim, go touch the bones.
Abinadom.
Why don't you go touch the bones, you long-eared?
I'm out
not
of here.
long-eared.
I'm out of here.
Go ahead, Gorrim. You're close.
Chicken shit.
Go ahead. Touch the bones, Gorrim.
I got a question.
Gorrim's going to go over and turn the skull upside down.
Okay, well, it's too heavy to turn upside down, but you go up and you grab the
Nonsense. I have a
skull.
20 drink.
You grab the skull and you push on it, and nothing happens. It doesn't seem to react. There is that beautiful gleaming sword laying on top of the skull.
Hey, where's L, by the way? Has anyone seen him?
Gorrim looks back at the other. See, I told you there's nothing to be scared of.
Elle, are you keeping watch?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, nothing is here to be scared of, says the dwarf, being careful not to pick up the sword. Bro.
Hey, I've got Mage Hand. I'll send Mage Hand. I'll get in there. I'll grab the sword.
Okay, grab the sword with Mage Hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Gorrim, are you going to stand right there while he sends his Mage Hand up, or are you going to... why don't you use Bandit to represent the Mage Hand? And I think your range on that is, 30 feet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Y'all use it along. I think I've seen one of y'all using a long sword.
Yeah, it's 30 feet.
Yeah. Okay.
So 5,
All right.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so I'm right here. And I send Bandit up here, and I cast Mage Hand, and it goes.
Okay. Yeah, and okay, Mage Hand reaches out, grabs the sword, and it's a sword, so the Mage Hand can pick up 10 pounds?
10 pounds, yes.
Yeah. So the sword starts to move, and the Mage Hand picks it up. And everybody give me a perception check. I guess everybody except Abinadom, because Abinadom is...
Nat 20.
Okay. Dorzaphir. And yeah, Abinadom, you don't get one, so
Yeah.
don't worry about it. Dorzaphir, Gorrim, and Finn. The three of you all notice something here that seems to stir the dust as soon as the mage hand picks up the sword.
I hold a reaction to fire a fireball at it. Fireball.
I was gonna say, please don't.
I won't hit you, Gorrim, I promise.
Okay. And what you can see, Gorrim, as that dust sort of swirls in the on the floor there, is you can see it's like a field of distortion. It's like a little breeze or something is there, and you have just enough time to realize that it seems like this breeze is reaching out towards you, Gorrim. And it's going to attack you. But it's not going to do that until after we have our break. So, we will go ahead and have our break. The first thing we will do before we get into combat is allow everybody the opportunity to do a some sort of check that they think might be helpful to try to figure out what this is, and then we will go ahead and get into another combat.
That was an initiative roll.
Okay, that was an initiative roll. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I will put Dorzaphir for now on the initiative. The rest of you don't need to roll initiative until after we get back from break. It's 9:28. Let's go ahead, or 28 after the hour, I should say. Let's go ahead and we'll be back at 40 after. So take about 12 minutes, little bio break. I will mute myself and put on some music, and I'll be back in a few minutes.
If
I'm back. My boss actually showed up.
He actually brought me something to drink and left. He's like, I just want to check on you. Then he left.
Oh, that's sweet. Is
Yeah,
this something you're me?
he had to get some medicine. We have medicine in our cabinets at work, and he's like, I need to come get some sinus tablets. And I was like, okay. He's like, you need anything? Yeah, a Coke if you can bring me.
Mm-hmm. It's nice of him.
Yeah, he feels bad for me because I don't feel bad because I'm just milking that overtime money. But he's been off since last week, so this would be. By Monday, I've been here 15 days working.
Ouch. They officially laid me off earlier this week because of this stuff, so.
Are you in Canada?
Yep.
What part?
East Coast.
Interesting. I was going to say, what are they doing up there for relief for y'all? Because here, they just passed that $2 trillion stimulus program.
Well, right now we can apply to EI, which is one of the things, like, almost like a tax. Whenever you get your pay, there's tax deductions. and stuff.
Unemployment. Yeah, we call that unemployment in the U.S.
Yeah. We call that EI, and we can apply for that.
So they call it employment insurance.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to sign up for that stimulus plan, do we?
Negative, sir. If you filed your taxes,
File
it's
taxes.
$1,200 per individual, isn't it?
Well, they extend the tax date to June something. Does that mean that they're not going to send it out till after that?
Well, if
No.
that was the same way over here, then I guess I'm fucked. Cause my
It'll
So we were
go.
supposed
It'll go based on 2018 if they don't have 2019.
Okay, so it was last year.
Yeah, because I was about to say if it works like that, then I must be fucked because my work refuses to give me my stuff to get my whatchamacallit done.
Yeah, part of the plan says that they have to be paid out by the end of December 2020. So they technically have all year to pay out. But if you filed your taxes already, it'll go off last year's. If not, it'll go off the year before, 2018 versus 2019.
Wait, is it a percentage or something based off your taxes, or is it just a flat?
It's
amount?
it's $1,200 for a single person who makes 75 grand, and then it ratchets down a little bit, everything over that. But if you're married filing joint, then it's like almost 150,000.
And you
What?
get it's $1,200 per individual. So a couple is $2,400 and $500 for every dependent, like child. So
Yeah.
I think James be raking in some money.
I'm getting like $4,500 or something like that. And I've already got my tax refund. It just deposited today. So yeah,
They
it's
won't give me my tax shit, so
pretty nice bonus.
Yeah, they want to flood the economy with money. Trust me. Once I get mine, I'm going to stimulate the economy. I need a brand new TV and a brand new bed for my new house when it gets put in.
That's what most people are going to do.
Well,
They're
I
gonna
need
just-
that.
They're gonna spend it on stuff, and then all these families will still need food for their kids. Not saying you're doing that, but
No. Well, see, I'm having to
a lot of
replace
people
my.
do that.
Yeah, well, true, but I have to replace stuff in my home. So, I've got the money to buy groceries and food for my kid, thank goodness. But I've got to get stuff for my house, like me and my wife need a new bed, and we need a TV for our living room. So there you go.
Because your house burned down, right?
Yep.
That is never fun.
Nope. It happened almost a year ago on the 27th of May.
What was the cause?
Caught the house.
Okay, so it wasn't like arson or anything like that, right?
No. It was an accidental fire.
All right. Everybody back?
Because trust me, Chris, I didn't want my house to burn down.
Well, it was funny that you mentioned that because I have a friend that just had a roommate burn the house down deliberately, and so I was like, yeah.
That's a little insane. I don't wish a house fire on anybody. It sucked.
Why would you light your house on fire on?
It was a dispute between the two, yeah.
But
anyway,
that's ruining your life too. Like,
no, he was staying with the other person and got pissed off and burned it down and left.
That's not a good friend.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of not good friends, Gorrim apparently has found somebody that's not necessarily a good friend. As we're rolling initiative, does anybody want to? I'll give you a free opportunity to do any kind of checks. Clearly, this is something that cannot be seen, so it's probably magical. You can probably take your pick on what sort of check you would want to do on it.
Man, that was a 10 on Arcana.
10 on Arcana? Yeah. Not, Oh! Abinadom.
The wizard comes through.
Abinadom. Yeah, if this is what you think it is, Abinadom's probably pretty nervous right now. You've heard about these creatures that are they're sort of summoned from another plane, and they are used as either protectors or hunters, and it basically will do the task assigned to it until it is destroyed. It can't be reasoned with. It can't be bargained with. It can't be bought off. You think this is an invisible stalker, which is a type of air elemental.
Ouch.
And one of the most frightening things you've heard about these Abinadom in Magic College, and it's why the spell to summon these was sort of introduced to you guys, is because it is a faultless tracker. Once it is given a quarry by its summoner, it will know the direction and distance to that target as long as the two of them are on the same plane of existence. So you can't run away from it because it will always be able to find you.
And sorry, you were cutting it out on my connection. Do I know of any weaknesses?
Weaknesses. You have not heard any weaknesses, but you do know of its resistances and immunities. So it's resistant, meaning attacks only do half damage to attacks from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical weapons or non-magical attacks. It's immune to poison. And then it is also immune. It cannot be exhausted, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, or knocked prone, restrained, or knocked unconscious.
Because it's a ghost. All right.
It's an air elemental, technically.
Right. Yeah. Okay, guys. This is a creepy stalker creature. And if you've got a magic item, attack it with a magic item. And don't try to tackle it because that's not going to work. And I guess that's what I say.
Okay.
Let's see.
And Gorrim, what's your actual dex score?
Uh, 13.
Okay. All right, because I think those are the only two ties. Yeah. All right. So we'll go ahead. We'll put it in descending order. And L, yeah. Your wizard just told you, oh, crap. There's this. We've woken up this elemental creature, and it appeared to be wakened up by the sword getting touched.
Yeah, I hear the commotion, so I'm gonna, spring forward. My question is, with my movement, is it double movement to move through a friendly square?
No.
Okay, perfect. So
I think it's sometimes done that way, but I've never done it that way because I figure if you're trying to get through, your buddy or your party member is going to squeeze up against the wall and let you by. Fair enough.
I'm going to run forward here, and do I feel like I have a clear line of sight to this thing, or is Hyza?
Oh yeah, you can see around Hyza. You could probably tell Hyza to duck if you were wanting to shoot over her.
At first glance, do I feel like a silver arrow would be anything different than a regular arrow here, or would I?
You can't tell. Abinadom shouted out, if it's not magical, it's going to do half damage, but you know that silver does affect some things, so it won't do any worse than a normal.
When I shot the horse with the silver arrow, did I feel like I could tell the difference?
No.
So it'd be a guessing game at that point, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just play it safe and use two. I'm going to action surge and fire 2 shots off.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, that's going to hit. So actually, both of them are going to hit. So the first one does 13. Second one does 11. That's 24. So you feel like you hit it with 2 really good shots, but it doesn't seem to deal as much damage as you thought it would in total. And so you feel like you just kind of scratched this thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be relying on crits here. I understand.
I'm going to say that actually it doesn't matter, Gorrim. You make a good point, but the only thing that would matter is the damage, because even his lowest roll in both of those was high enough to hit it.
Also, I was stealthing in the hallway before I ran forward, so maybe that would even it out anyway.
Well, yeah, you had to move though before you shot, so you couldn't. You weren't like hidden and then firing from hidden. That would have evened it out, but yeah. So anyway, well, we're just gonna leave it like it is because you did half damage, and you would have hit it twice anyway. So, Abinadom. Yes, this thing is invisible, so if anybody has anything that can help people see it, like a nice area of effect spell that lights stuff up, that's really good.
So all we saw was a mist. Did I not see that? I guess.
I
know I had to have seen something.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
Yeah, you saw the disturbance. You saw the disturbance of the dust, and because it was triggered by the artifact being touched, that's what led your mind to jump to Invisible Stalker.
All
It
right.
was probably placed here as a guardian to keep anybody from taking that sword.
Okay, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15. Actually, shoot. 10, 15, 20. I'll do this 5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to shoot from where I saw that mist, thinking maybe he's still there. And I'm going to shoot a lightning bolt at it.
Okay. At this square?
Yes.
Okay.
Where I saw
All right.
where I saw the mist. So I'm hoping he's still there.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, there's the wizard doing some damage.
Yes, there is the wizard doing some damage. Your lightning bolt goes off. Gorrim, the hair on your beard stands up, and the hair on your arm stands up. It lifts your armor about an inch away from your body as the hair all over your arm stands up. And there's this smell of ozone and this pulsating. Well, actually, I'm not going to describe it. Abinadom, you describe what your lightning bolt looks like. It's your spell.
Sure. So as I come around the corner, I reach out my hands, and the lightning forms at my fingertips and just blasts towards where I think the creature is. And just you see this arc of bright white, bluish streams of lightning just pulse into that area, and it just kind of little bits and pieces kind of arc off in the general area, and anything flammable against that wall just kind of just erupts in flame and just kind of burns out.
Yeah. Okay. So this, you see Gorrim. You see a sort of this hazy outline of something get lit up as this electricity arcs through it. And the bones of the dragon in the little niches behind it, some of them just get shattered and shards of bone fly all over the place. Not enough to do any shrapnel damage or anything like that. And it made its save against your DC 15, so it takes half damage.
Ah, that sucks.
Half damage on 33 would be 16 points. You hit it. You didn't hit it cleanly, but you know you got it, Abinadom. And yeah, it's still not bloodied.
And okay, so after I do that move, I then move back over here, and then
Okay.
Bandit is on my turn, right? That's what we decided.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. So Bandit's gonna excuse me. Oh crud. What did I do? So I was casting Mage Hand.
Mage hand.
And I was using Bandit as my mage hand. So that's what did crud. So I wanted to,
Okay,
I wanted to bring
basically,
this. I wanted to bring a sword.
Basically, what would happen when you cast your other spell is Mage Hand concentration?
I believe.
And
no, it's not.
Okay, so then it's just kind of holding the sword in air there.
Did
But
I
I-
get back to him before the initiative?
But I can't. I wanted to move it and at least try to give it to Gorrim or someone who could use it.
You can have Bandit fly over to Gorrim, or you can have the hand move over to Gorrim with the sword there. And Gorrim, now you see, you've watched this wizard's tricks before. You can sort of see the spectral hand, and it's kind of got the sword there with the hilt towards you in case you want to grab it and use it. But
so I have the hand just there for Gorm to take, and if he doesn't take it, then I'll move it to someone else later. But
Chris could use it. He's a fighter. Chris, do you have efficiency with swords?
I'm a dex build, so unless it's a short sword, it won't be use to me. Actually, I don't even know if short swords used today. I'm not sure.
No, it's a long sword.
Yeah, that's not going to help me.
So I'll just, yeah. So if Gorm doesn't take it, I'll move down the line because at this point, I don't know who is going to grab it. And then Bandit is just going to freak out and just fly over here.
Okay.
I can use a long sword if I had to.
Well, yeah, I'll let Gorm grab it. If he doesn't, then yeah, I'll come down.
Okay.
And that.
Okay, Gorrim, it's not your turn, but as that hand goes by, are you going to reach out and grab it or not?
Not if I have to give up my attack.
No, it's not your turn yet. So if you're going to grab it, we'll just say that the hand waits there. If you're going to grab it, it would basically be. You wouldn't have to give up your attack because you could basically drop whatever weapon you have, or if you haven't pulled your weapon out, you just grab that, and that would be like pulling your weapon and then attacking. So you don't have to like put a weapon away and then get another weapon and do crap like that.
And you would have heard me say, "Hey, not weapons are not as effective." Magical weapons. So that's why I'm holding the sword near you because you're closest to where I think the creature is.
Yeah. So before we move to the next turn, Gorrim, just need a yes or no. You going to grab it or not?
As long as it doesn't take up my attacks. Switch.
Okay. Okay. So he'll grab. For narrative purposes, you just drop your axe and grab the sword. Probably out of character for what Gorrim would do, but when there's a magic sword offered. Sometimes that's the best thing. Okay. The creature is then going to see that the sword is right there next to the dwarf, and the creature is going to attack the person closest to the sword. So it makes...
That's why I was kind of hesitant, because I figured it was going to attack whoever's got the sword.
Yeah. It's going to make 2 slam attacks.
Oh, so he would have attacked my mage hand.
And, well, he would have attacked a person.
Oh, okay.
And it's like he would have gone after whoever, wherever the sword was, the person closest to the sword. So I believe that your AC is better than 16. Is that correct? Yep. So it lashes out, and you can like feel almost 2 what you would consider like almost arms made out of wind that try to punch you, but they both miss. And Gorrim, it is now your turn.
Trying to create a longsword macro to attack with.
Just roll it. Just roll a d20 and add a +1 over whatever your normal attack bonus is.
It'll be a 24 for 9 points.
24 for 9 points. Okay. That hits. And it, that hits, and it does full damage. You catch it pretty good, but it's not bloodied yet. All right, Hyza.
And a bonus action, I'd like to use my second wind.
Okay.
But aren't you using the sword that the mage hand gave you? Are you longsword?
Yeah. He is. And I said it did full damage.
Okay.
But his second wind is a feature that gives him healing back.
Mhm.
Okay, Hyza, you are up. Oh, Sacred Flame. Okay, now.
See everyone just aiming at that one place to
Okay.
the right bottom of Gorrim.
Okay.
Same, so.
What is your spell save DC, Hyza?
15.
So it has to make a DC 15 dex save. Oh, and it fails. So, what level are you these days, Hyza?
5.
You're level 5, so now it is 2d8. So roll 2d8 damage. 14. Pretty good. And because it's magical, it takes all of that. And it's still not quite bloodied yet.
And the target has no benefit from cover. Not sure if that exactly helps or not.
Yeah, not really, but is that okay? It doesn't outline it in flames, so it doesn't give you advantage to attack it. Okay, all right. Very good, very good. Okay, Dorzaphir, you are up.
I'm gonna hit it with firebolt. Firebolt. Pow.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, that'll hit.
$2d10 damage.
2d10 for 11 points of damage. Hey, guess what? After that hit, it is now bloodied. Not quite sure what a bloodied air elemental looks like, but whatever it looks like.
I didn't get sneak attack on that, did I? Because ranged it's just weapon. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just weapon attack, not a spell attack.
But I'll use my bonus action to hide.
Okay. All right. Finn, you are up, sir.
Finn literally has nothing for this situation, which is unusual. So I can't get in the. So that's that. That's going to be that much. That's going to be that much. I know what I'm going to do next round when completely useless. And now I'm in front of him. Can't do anything here. But he can move.
You don't have any ranged.
Yeah, I got range. But for bards, this is like everything. It has to be something you can see.
Yeah.
So I'm going to light the wall.
Okay.
Where we think he is.
Yeah. Nobody has fairy fire, do they?
I have something else that might be useful, but no, I don't have fairy fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abinadom, you don't have fairy fire?
Did we lose?
No, I don't. Sorry, I had you on mute. No, I don't have fairy fire.
Just double crit, no big deal, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, Elle, you're back up again.
All right, I got a question for you. I said I was going to action surge, so I understand if you want to hold it against me. I would probably. But I do have double attack, so I should have attacked 3 times. If you're going to be lenient.
So then you didn't use your action surge last time. You still have it.
I love you. All right. I will burn it and attack 3 times.
See, because you didn't use an extra action. If you had used an extra action, then I would hold it against you.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand if you would have, because it was my mistake. So.
Okay. Well, all of those are hits. All of those are hits.
Wow. What?
24, but because it's not magical, it only deals half damage, so that's a total of 12 damage to it. But it's better than nothing.
Yep.
All right. Abinadom.
You get 2 attacks. Take the attack action, correct? You have extra attack?
It gives you an extra attack, not an extra action.
No, it gives you your full action.
Right?
Well, let's double check.
It gives
Action
you
surge is an action.
Oh, yeah, it does say action.
So when you take the action attack, you get 2 attacks. You get 4 attacks when you use that action surge.
Yeah, because if it gives you an extra 1 additional action on top of your regular action, so yes, if your action is 2 attacks, then an extra action would be 2 more attacks. So go ahead and make 1 more attack. Yeah, that's so it's just gonna be the 10 because yeah. So all right. 10 more points, which is 5 more. There you go. All right. Then the creature turns.
Ruh-roh.
Wait, what happened to my turn?
Oh, because I got everybody got okay, Abinadom, now we're up to you. Go ahead.
Don't let the creature turn.
I'm gonna yell out to Gorrim and Dwarf, and I'm gonna cast fire.
You're getting robotic there, James. So repeat what you said again. You're gonna yell out to Gorrim. What are you gonna yell out to him?
I'm gonna say, Gorrim, hold on to your, and I'm gonna cast fireball right here.
Okay, we're still getting that. You say, okay, Gorrim, hold on to your what?
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes. So hold on to what?
Okay. Hold on to your knickers.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast. So I'm gonna try and cast fireball right here.
Okay. Not a good idea.
Is that because it's compressed and it's gonna blow back?
Nope, because it has a 20-foot radius.
But I can protect Gorrim.
Oh, you can protect Gorrim. Okay.
Yeah, I have I have the feature sculpt spells, and I can protect up to 4 individuals. So I'm basically gonna create a sphere around Gorrim.
Yeah. Now in this, let me just double check. Fireball. The fireball. So because this does go back and forth in different editions. Okay. All right. It's a 20-foot radius. It will go around corners, but it does not say that it gets squeezed. In some editions, it specifically said that it fills this much volume, and it tries to do a 20-foot radius, but if it can't, it will then spread out and fill up other areas until it fills that entire volume.
Sure.
In this edition, it does not say that. So it's just 20-foot radius, magical fire from the point. Okay. Now, are you using that as one of your spells, or are you using that from your?
No, one of my spells.
Okay. All right.
And I get an extra 1d6 because. Oh no! Excuse me. No, never mind. It's still 8d6. All right. And I'm doing this because I'm not sure if he's moved or not, so I know that this will just get that whole area.
Okay. All right. And then your spell save DC is a 15?
15. Yeah, I just cast it.
Okay, so let's see if he makes his save or not. Oh, exactly makes it. Okay, so he's going to take 13 points of damage. But now he's, you guys can, all of you who are in the line of sight of where this thing is, you can see the fire sort of blossom around it. Gorrim, you sort of close your eyes and squint, and you can feel the heat of this thing of the flames around you, but it's clearly not burning you, and you're not affected by it. So you're like, damn. Boy's learning some. Okay, so
and I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right. Well, the Invisible Stalker has a mission. Invisible Stalker wants to deal with whoever has that sword. So he's going to continue to attack the dwarf. 2 more incoming slam attacks. Miss and miss. Oh my god. Rolled a 3 and a 1 on its 2 attacks. I guess it's just been beat up so bad. It's hard
blowing a breeze through your beard there, Gorrim.
Yeah. Okay.
Gorm's having all the fun. He's got things whipping around all over him.
And Gorrim, you are up. Oh yeah, and that dragon skull over there, that's pretty badly scorched too. No.
Don't worry, I got plans for that when we're done.
Ooh, that's a hit. 16 points of damage. Okay. Gorrim, how would you like to slay this thing?
Nice.
Just disintegrate it.
Okay. Then he, baseball style, just swings his sword through that area, and you all hear this little breathy and the the motes of dust sort of all discorporate, and everything goes still there in the room, and the encounter is over.
Gorrim's the MVP.
So, well, congratulations, guys. You now have a nifty longsword. Magic longsword. Once you guys get a chance to take a short rest, you can either identify, or whoever's going to keep these items can attune to them and whatnot.
Should we rest back at the horses? Check on Xanth.
I don't think we're done yet.
There's nowhere else to go.
That we see.
Can I go up to the skull and try to pull the teeth out of it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can go try to pull a couple of teeth out of it.
Be something nice to hang back at the bar.
Look at this dead dragon I killed.
Right? It was already dead when we got there, but didn't say how it died.
Yeah. So, go ahead and give me a... I'm going to say give me a sleight of hand check, and what this is for is to see if you can get the teeth out without damaging them any more than they already are.
25.
Oh, easily. How many teeth do you want?
let's do a nice even number, just something that we can hang, like almost like if you're either going to make a necklace or hang it from a bar. So I don't know, 10.
Okay, I'm actually going to do this. I'm actually going to roll. Let the dice decide how many we get. Okay, you can find 7 fully intact teeth that have not been either burned or damaged by whatever it was fighting when it was alive, or whatever. So you can get 7 intact teeth. If you want 10, you'll have to get 3 of them that are cracked, chipped, or half finished, or partly burned away.
7's fine. I'll take the 6, and we'll take them back to the bar when we get back to town. And the one that I'm gonna take the longest canine, and I'm gonna make it into a necklace and put it around my neck.
Okay, all right. Yeah, an adult dragon tooth. It's you've heard. Well, I don't know if you've heard, but Finn has definitely heard from the stories the songs and the stories, and you can see as Dorzaphir has this thing, you can see why it's the case. There are stories that when you get a fully grown dragon's tooth, and if the root is fully intact, people will sometimes carve the root of the tooth like into a handle and wrap it in leather, and they can just use the whole tooth like a dagger because it's about that long, and it's curved a little bit, and they're very pointy on the end. Now, of course, they're thicker than a normal dagger blade would be, and as it gets closer to the root, it tends to get rounder. But it's like a fat dagger blade and about as long as a dagger.
I'll take one of those.
So, yeah, you guys could do that. In fact, there's let me take a quick peek.
Question is, will they still have the throwing feature?
Well,
Probably not.
let me do. This is a magic item that's out of a different. Yeah, okay. So here, I'm gonna put this in Discord to show you guys in Discord. But this is an image of one. Whoops. Out of Discord. Okay. Well, just be a pain in my side, won't you? So save image as artwork. So tooth dagger. All right. And then if I go back to the Discord and I do this, and I do this and this and this, then I can click that and I can put that in there. And this is dragon tooth dagger. Okay, that's what it looks like when it's turned into a dagger. Basically, the hilt is sort of carved down and has a grip wrapped around it, and then the rest of the tooth is left.
Well, it looks like you could throw that pretty good.
Yeah, in terms of its properties, Yeah. Terms of its properties, yeah, it's it acts like a regular dagger. Now, you won't be able to use it as such until you finish carving it, so you can't just take it and start using it right now. But you could definitely have somebody, probably in Phandalin, and if not in Phandalin, probably definitely somebody in Neverwinter or Waterdeep, fashion that into a proper dagger for you.
And then there's another story where they planted dragon's teeth and they made soldiers out of them. Before we go, I want to check this place for secret doors, secret chambers.
Okay. Go ahead and make, let's make a perception check or investigation, whichever is better for you. And you'll get guidance on that.
Advanced. Investigation. Boom. Good God.
Okay. You hunt around. There's a lot of these niches, but none of them seem to have any kind of secret openings or alcoves or extra doors or anything like that.
Well, let's check out the rest of this place and get out of here.
Okay. Let me... Oh.
I think we've cleared it. I think we've cleared the area.
I think we're good here.
We have. We just haven't looked for secret doors anywhere. You know there's got to be one in a place like this.
Okay. Now, give me a... Actually, no. Gorrim would know this because he's underground in stonework, and he's a dwarf. So I'm just going to give this to him for free. Gorrim would know that area where you found the skeleton of the horse is probably about where the head and mouth of this mound would be from the outside. And where you found the skull is probably kind of down in the tail area of where the mound is located, as seen from above and outside. So, if that gives you any ideas of where you all might think you would find secret doors. So I think last time somebody had a thought about the mouth.
We were thinking about the mouth earlier. And I think that's where I searched, but I didn't find anything. Or you told me there was... I can't remember what I rolled. I think I rolled pretty low.
Yeah. You also were looking to see if there was anything
under the bones.
Under the bones.
Yeah.
But no, you did not find anything then. You're not sure whether you would have found something that you weren't looking for, but if you you're pretty confident in your ability to perceive stuff. So you think that if there was something there, you probably would have found it. Okay, so what are we doing? Are we gonna go?
I'm gonna head up the stairs with Elle, followed by Elvin. Kind.
Okay. All right, so Abinadom is taking his lights and going upstairs, and they have to remain within 20 feet of him. So,
I think Gorm's still glowing, right?
Yeah, light lasts, what, an hour? this edition. Is that what it does? Or a minute? Let me take
That's
a look.
true. It's probably gone.
Light. 1 hour. So no, he's still glowing.
Damn it! I wanted to use my dark vision.
Okay. So we have 2 people going upstairs. What's everybody else going to do? I'm just going to ask as we go along. Finn, what are you doing? Going upstairs or looking around for stuff?
Well, you said where the head and where the tail was.
The head, you just came from the tail, and the head would be down here.
Right. That's interesting that the horse was there. That place has got my attention. The wings have a little bit got my attention.
Okay.
So I'm thinking...
Gorrim, you go down there, you look. Doesn't appear to be anything there. You don't notice any stonework, any secret doors, or anything like that. Dorzaphir, what are you going to do?
Let's see. Where's everybody at?
The elves are heading back upstairs. The dwarf is down in the head. Your bard is over in the tail, and your cleric is hanging out in the middle.
I'm going to follow them. I guess we'll just go upstairs and get out of here.
Okay. All right. I'll get back to you again, Finn, in a little bit. Hyza, what are you going to do?
I'm staying near the stairs, keeping an eye ear out to see whoever calls out, or if I should just go upstairs.
Okay. And Gorrim, like you said, didn't find anything there, and L is upstairs, so we're circling back around to Finn. You're over here. You want to investigate over here.
Yeah, investigate that stuff.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm on normal and...
Yeah.
Push the button, Frank. Bop.
Nope. Doesn't appear to be anything over here.
Yeah, this place is very non-intuitive.
Okay, heading back upstairs.
Right.
Okay, everybody ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Well, then we will. I'm gonna put that back on that layer. Put that back on that layer, and then I'm just gonna grab all of the tokens, and I'll move them over here. Okay, and we're back outside. Okay, we are back outside. The dragon, and it's maybe an hour since you guys went down there, and obviously your friend Xanth stayed over where you left him, where you left the cart. There is still this stone that you guys toppled over. You want to replace that, or are you just going to leave it?
Might as well leave it. Ain't nothing left for anybody else. What do you say, guys?
With the dignity and respect for this place, come on.
Let's protect the tomb of the warriors.
Fine.
Okay.
Hey, Gorrim, give me a hand.
I'm not going to make you guys roll for anything. I'm just going to say it takes you, several of you working about a half hour to get that.
I see him struggling, and I cast Mage Hand. Mage Hand just appears and just right as it's about to go, the Mage Hand hits it, and I see You guys just needed my elven magic to get that.
And I
close.
throw my mage hand back at it and move it out of the way. And I look over at Abinadom and go, really? Really now? Moth ass.
Haha.
This is going to be the party where you have the rogue and the wizard riding in the back of the cart, and they're going to be having slap fights with each other with their mage hands.
No, we're gonna be playing rocks, paper, scissors with our mage hands.
Right. And we'll throw gold on it. Just put a gold piece down. Okay, ready? Let's go, Abinadom.
Oh my goodness! All right.
And while he's doing that, I just reach over, slide a hand, and take his coin pouch, and then say, "Oh, you're too late."
And then L slide a hand you and makes you split it with him.
There you go, split it with L.
Okay. Well,
Oh, just keep my mouth shut.
you guys get back to the campsite where Xanth is, and he says, "Ooh, hello." And he sees that you all have a shiny new sword and a shiny new lute and shiny new necklace. I take it you were successful finding what you were seeking?
It appears that way. Although it wasn't easy, and it wasn't very fun.
And he looks at the sword and he says, "Do you think that will help you in your quest?"
Very much so in the right hands.
Yeah, is Gorrim still lugging that sword around?
Yeah, now you guys as a party, you can do what you want, but I will tell you what my general preference is. And Gorrim, we're finished with that. So if Gorrim is still 4th level, and if there's any other characters that are still 4th level, you can go ahead and raise up to 5th. But those of you who are 5th level, do not raise a level yet. That'll get everybody on the same at the same level then. My preference as a DM is to make sure that we don't wind up in a situation where you have one member of the party that has a whole lot of magic items and somebody else in the party doesn't have anything. So I would say if there is a magic item that is only usable by one class, then whoever is that class, take that item. If there's a second magic item that is used by multiple classes, don't take that item if you already have something. So that would be my preference. But if you all decide story-wise that it would make sense in your party for somebody to have multiple of the items that you found, then, and if everybody agrees with it, that's fine too.
Guys, my whole thing is who can get the most use out of it, with even though like who could use it the most.
I'll say this, with the fireball necklace, one of the fighters could get more use. We could throw 2 of them in one turn, start off a fight with a bang, rather than, a wizard having it who can, a wizard having it that can cast fireball without the necklace, kind of.
That's fair. And plus L being in the back, lob that son of a gun.
Literally, start the fight with action surge, double fireball. Yeah, that'd hurt.
Well, you could almost throw 4 if you think about it. 2 hands.
Let me double check something. Is this Okay, yeah, some items require a certain class, but this one does not.
So that would almost be perfect.
And throwing is dex based.
Oh,
now,
my
the next, now
my
the
dex
next
is pretty
question the next question is this. If we have multiple people in the party who all want an item, and through discussion we can't come to an agreement of who gets it, then we'll just roll d20s, and whoever gets the highest roll will get it, and we'll keep rolling until we break a tie. But let's start off first with the discussion of what the party as a whole thinks would be the best distribution of these weapons.
I just want to say what I said about me having it, like, that's pure metagame. I'm perfectly fine with whoever having it. Like, I'm not going to gripe about it at all. I don't.
Like I said, who's metagame? Who's proficient with long swords? That can use it, proficiently and do damage with it.
Well, a fighter definitely would be. Let me take a look at who.
I think elves get it free too, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm proficient.
So yeah, Abinadom is proficient with the. However, having your wizard go toe to toe with the sword against a dragon, I'm not sure if that's the.
With 27 hit points? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the most effective person in the party to have it. Not to, if you guys decide that's what you want to do, that's great. But I'm just trying to.
I vote. Oh.
Okay.
Well, look, we only got one that is really needing to be up close. The other thing. But Gorrim, because dragons, they like to fight in the sky, as we know. So Gorrim needs to be carrying around something he can do on the ground. I think everybody else, maybe Hyza needs to be able to throw one of the fireballs. Other than that, it comes down to whose game is on the ground, whose game is melee, and that's going to be Gorrim.
That's actually a good point. I think Gorrim should probably have the fireballs if we're planning to use the necklace against the dragon.
Well, the other question is if we want to use this as a mega bomb. I can cast invisibility, and I could hand this necklace off to someone, make them invisible, and they could sneak up and throw the thing down anyone's throat, right?
The thing is, I don't think the game mechanics are going to allow you to pull more than your actions allow you. I think it's one action per beat, is it not?
No, you can use the whole necklace.
Yeah,
so that's a thing?
Yeah.
Well, my thing is if it's a necklace, you can probably grab all the chains and then just yank.
It says you can hurl multiple beads or even the whole necklace is one action.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And
So then
the average damage would be about 45.
Well, the action
45.
search thing I mentioned is irrelevant then.
Yeah. So that looks like it goes to L, and we got to get Gorrim some
No.
javelins or something.
No, it'd be useless in my hands, probably.
The necklace?
Yeah, because anybody can throw any amount with one action, so the action search isn't going to do anything.
Oh, you're saying that you would go for your own attack.
Yeah, I would just use my bow. If anyone can throw as many as I can, my only thing for me with the action, I thought maybe I can throw more than everybody else, so it just makes sense, but that's not the case.
Yeah,
So
you can throw as many of them as you want.
But I think you're the best shot with it, aren't you?
And the fireball is just, I don't think there's an attack roll for fireball, right? Is there? I think that's
it's a spell save, or it's a deck save.
Yeah, so
because it's an area of effect, basically.
So whoever's got the highest DC, spell DC.
Yeah, it says save DC 15. So is that the DC for the necklace?
On the item, yeah.
Yes.
The item would yes. So the item has its own spell save.
So then in that case, Gorrim doesn't have a ranged weapon, does he?
Gorrim doesn't. Now somebody brought up something. Somebody brought up something before. Let me just double check on the throne property. If a weapon has the thrown property, you can throw the weapon to make a ranged attack. The weapon is a melee weapon. You use the same ability modifier for the attack roll and damage roll that you would use for a melee attack. So if you would throw a hand axe, you would use strength. And if you throw a dagger, you would use either strength or dex.
Right.
So you're throwing this thing like a weapon. So basically, Gorrim, if Gorrim had it, he could choose to use his strength modifier in throwing, which is pretty good, versus his dex. If somebody else had it who was a dex build, they could use their dex when they throw it, as opposed to using their strength, and get a pretty good.
Well, do you have to? Because it just says you can detach it and throw it up to 60 feet. It doesn't say anything about having to do a dex.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's not finesse, so maybe that would.
You just lob it even more.
Yeah. So
yeah, Gorrim's got the hit points anyway, so he's going to be the one that's most likely going to be able to do it if we get hurt first.
Well, but he would take an awful lot of damage from.
Depending on where he is and where the dragon is.
Yeah, as long as he can throw it more than 20 feet away from himself.
True, you're right.
He throws it 21 feet away, he's fine. Because even if you throw the whole necklace, it doesn't make the radius of the fireball that results larger. It's still a 20-foot radius fireball. It does.
All right, Gorrim, here you are. Make yourself look pretty.
The only thing we haven't seen is what kind of ranged game Hyza has.
Well, I think Hyza would have to speak to that.
I have a lot of range in my own ways. That's not much worry.
Okay.
Then there we go, because Gorm's going to be dead weight if we don't give him something anyway.
I got a crossbow.
Yeah, not bad. Still not as good as what we got.
You can throw fireballs, and I can throw fireballs, so...
Okay, so Gorrim, the rest of the party is thinking about giving you the necklace of fireballs. Would Gorrim want the necklace of fireballs, yes or no?
So you can be finger twiddler too.
Would he... I guess the question is, if given the choice, would he prefer having a magic sword, or would he prefer having the necklace of fireballs?
Gorrim would take the sword.
Okay, so if Gorrim wants the sword, and definitely if anybody, as we've said, because he has the AC and because he's a big bucket of hit points, if anybody's going to have to go toe-to-toe with the dragon, it's probably better to be Gorrim than somebody else. So this gets back to what I was saying before. I personally, as a DM, don't like to load one character up with all the magic items. Because, if we've already talked about this outside of the game, if something happens and Wesley is suddenly told, hey, you have to work every Thursday night for the next 2 months, then we're all sitting around twiddling our thumbs because he has all the items, and it's so. And then I guess what I would do in that case, if that did happen to you and you had one of the items, I would Discord back and forth during the week with Wesley and say, hey, if you're not going to be able to make it for a while, can we give this item off to somebody else, and see what he would say about that.
Okay.
But
everybody's got a ranged game already. So why not this?
I could be sneaky with it. I mean, with the fireballs. I mean, I do have some magic, but I could be sneaky and throw it. I mean, I have a good dex. I don't know what that would. I mean,
Yeah. Like we were saying, I was getting caught up on the throne property, but it really doesn't matter because it's an area, and it's a dex save for the target. Any target that's in that area.
So
the only difference between the necklace of fireballs and the actual fireball spell is the range. The necklace of fireballing has a 60-foot range, whereas the fireball spell I think has 120 or 150.
Yeah.
Okay, is the fireball spell better than everybody's normal ranged attack?
oh, it's better than mine.
Except for
All
the
right.
fireball, yeah.
Then
But
let me
Ella could do
quote
it.
somebody. You get a fireball. You get a fireball. Everybody gets a fireball.
Tell me you're not pulling them off the necklace, please.
You're
No.
not pulling off the necklace.
You can't.
Don't
You
pull them off the
cannot.
necklace.
You cannot do that.
It's a shame they
Cannot
can't
do that.
necklace up and hand them out, but that's not
Party
the way it
wag.
works.
Well, there's nothing else for it.
I mean, I guess if we do give it to one of the mages, they can save their spell slots and not cast fireballs and do other shit that could be useful. I don't know.
Yes, that is true.
Like maybe aim for CC or some advantages to allies or something.
Yeah,
it's just too
one of
bad
those
I didn't get this before I chose fireball as a spell, but oh well.
Well, you only got 8 uses with it, so if we find the dragon, Gorrim can always take it from you and run over and throw it in his face.
Yep.
That's an interesting idea. Direct
Hey,
approach.
Dragon,
Gorrim is not afraid
here's
of
lunch.
snatching the necklace off. Gorm's not afraid of taking the necklace off your neck and running over and using it like a whip on the dragon's face.
Walk up to him, let him breathe on you, then throw the fireballs on him. Direct and simple.
like a Wile E. Coyote, like a Yosemite Sam and the
Yeah.
ship full of gunpowder.
I'm just nervous wearing all this TNT around my.
Then from space, they
Give
see
it-
something that looks like a
give it to
nuclear bomb
Al.
going off.
Yeah.
Give it to L.
I mean, if you got to die, go out with a blaze of glory, right?
Okay, so all seriousness, I'm just gonna go through and pull. It's. I think we know that. That Gorham's first choice would be the sword. So let's worry about the sword before we get sidetracked on the necklace. Does anybody other than Gorrim want to roll for the sword? Yes or no? Okay, hearing no, then Gorrim, I am going to put the Dragon Slayer sword in your.
It is a dragon slayer?
Yeah.
Hell yes.
I'm going to put
Would
the.
definitely take that then. If it's a dragon slayer, hell, I'll throw the damn thing at him if I have to.
Yeah, so we're going.
Wait a minute. If you're thinking about throwing it, then I'm not sure that you should have that.
Okay, I'm going.
Google, go to 5e tools and look up Dragon Slayer and see what it does to a dragon.
No. I've got the thing in here. So just
You shouldn't throw it.
Just hang on. I'll put it in the item card and then assign it to you, and you'll have everything in your journal.
Someone needs to pick up feather falling. I think our dwarf's going for a flight.
Okay. All right. So we do Dragon Slayer. Okay.
And then I'll punch him with an arrow.
And then we're going over here, and we will go over here. Okay. Sword of Dragon Slain. Okay, now let's go back here and let's see. Dragon Slayer Sword. 5E.
Okay, we got it.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, this is nice. Okay. I'm gonna show this to everyone before I give it completely to Gorrim's character because this is so damn cool. Let us do. Let's go back here to the art. Upload this. Dragon Slayer. Okay. And then.
Hey, while he's doing this, guys, we still have the goggles of night of night that allows you to see in dark. So Hyza or Dorzaphir, can have one of these.
Okay.
I'd roll for those.
Cool goggles.
All right. I think I have them temporarily.
But we tried to give them to you before.
Okay, everybody, there you go. That's, if you look at roll 20, that's what the Dragon Slayer sword looks like.
Yeah, I've got the goggles of night at the moment. I didn't need the light. I didn't think about that. Dang it, now I know. I forgot I had the goggles of night.
There you go. You got to use those.
Okay.
I will from now on.
And Wesley, to answer your question, in this particular edition, the Dragon Slayer does an extra 3d6 of damage when it's used against dragons.
Yeah, just create it.
Yeah, this is going in your journal, so you don't need to. You like to do macros, so that's fine. You can do that however you wish. Save changes. All right, so now it should be in your journal. And
So Dorzaphir, do you have the goggles of night in your journal?
I do.
Okay, because they're showing up in my journal as well. So.
Oh, that's probably because. Hang on, just everybody, hang on. That's probably because I have them in the.
I see them in
yeah.
items, but
well,
there's
yeah.
no armor, so.
So who is gonna keep the goggles? Is it Dorzaphir? Is that what we decided?
Yeah, I'll take them. If nobody else wants them, I mean, it just makes more sense to the rogue to have.
Yeah, the rogue who is a human and doesn't have dark vision.
Yes.
All right. Okay, now they should, next time you log in, they should disappear out of everybody else's journal and only be in Dorzaphir's. Because now I've assigned it to him. Okay. I have taken the liberty. I've already taken the liberty of assigning the loot to Finn because there's really nobody else that can use it. I don't think that's usable by anybody other than a bard. But let me just double check.
I don't see any reason why not. The way it reads.
Finn deserves the loot.
So if I hit with both my primary attacks and both my attacks from action surge,
That's more than a fireball.
Okay, yeah, it requires attunement. So I guess really anybody who's proficient with a musical instrument actually could use the illusions. But so let me go back and ask, is there anybody other than the bard that would want the loot? And if you do want the loot, I'm going to ask you to check your character sheet and see if you have proficiency with musical instruments before you.
Well, actually, Finn does not have proficiency with that particular musical instrument.
You're a bard, which means that as a bard, it means you're kind of like Tom Scholes from Boston. You may primarily be a guitar player, but when you go in the studio, you can lay down drum parts, keyboard parts, bass parts, all that kind of stuff. So you can get by playing other instruments.
Tom Scholes, huh?
Yeah.
I was thinking Phil Collins.
Oh, yeah, Phil Collins too. I mean, I shouldn't say most, but there's a lot of famous musicians that are if not virtuosos, they're very competent with multiple instruments. Like even Dave Grohl, started off as a drummer, but he does pretty good on guitar with Foo Fighters. All right. Yeah. And so now what else do we have? We have the necklace of fireballs. I initially, and I may have to change this. I initially gave that to Abinadom, just thinking it was a wizard thing, but as we've discovered, it's not necessarily a wizard thing. So there are a number of people that could go ahead and vie for it. So who would be interested in hanging on to the necklace of fireballs?
Can I ask a question?
You may, yes.
If I use the necklace, am I still able to use my protection ability?
Which spell?
The fireball.
No. Oh, no. You cannot sculpt spells with the necklace.
Gotcha. Okay.
That has to be your spells that you cast.
Okay.
Now, you bring up an interesting point. If Abinadom goes into retirement from active adventuring and he starts to craft magic items, he could probably spend a little bit of extra money and he could probably create a more expensive version of the necklace of fireballs where it has the sculpt spells built in. And then whoever used it would have to, as part of their action, declare who they want to be protected from the spell. But that would require a lot of research and a wizard's lab and lots of research assistants who would volunteer to wear their asbestos suits and be test subjects to see if the prototypes actually work the way they're designed.
I think you're confusing genres a little bit there. And then we'll talk to the robots and have the factory manufacture them. Yes. Indubitably, Smithers.
All right. So is there anybody other than the wizard that would want the necklace?
I'm just wondering who would do best. I mean,
the only way I would use it is if I've already expended my two. I only have 2 level 3 slots. So once those are up, I could not cast any more fireball. But if if we think someone else will want to, if we'll think we'll want to hit more fireball in one round, then by all means we should have someone else carry it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Spell slots. We're not going to kill a dragon quickly, so a mage might run out of spells if they're casting high, and then need something as a backup. I'm not going to run out of arrows. I promise you that.
Well,
I'm good with my magical item. I'm good with my goggles. If somebody else needs something, take it. I'm good. And speaking of that, guys, I love y'all, but I gotta go to work, so I will catch y'all next.
Okay. Hey, take care. Thanks. Thanks for stopping by, Michael.
I would suspect the wizard would run out of hit points before he ran out of spell slots.
Yeah, against a dragon, that would be my concern too. And that's another point about the limited range of the necklace of fireballs. Since it can only go 60 feet, Abinadom would probably want to be as far on the edge of the periphery of the battle as he could be to avoid getting one-shotted by the dragon.
Well, it allows me to if we do another level up, I can choose a spell that will allow me to use this as an action to cast Fireball and then cast a spell to get myself out of dodge. Oh wait, can I do that?
You can.
As a bonus, like a Misty Step, I could use as a bonus.
No, the way it works is if you have a cantrip that uses a bonus action, you can do a cantrip and a spell, but you cannot do a spell that has a bonus action and another spell. That's
right, but
one of the rules of 5e.
So throwing the fireball, is that the bead? That doesn't count as a spell, right?
No. Okay. No, you're right. Yeah, you could throw an item and then use a bonus action to do your Misty Step, but you could not cast your own fireball with all the sculpt spell and then use a Misty Step to get out of dodge.
Correct.
Now you have use for the item.
And I also have invisibility too. So there's things I can do, but I can't cast Fireball and do something else at the same time.
Right, and keep in mind, Abinadom, that as soon as you throw the necklace, that's going to count as an attack, so you're going to pop visible. And then even if you didn't pop visible on that, when you cast your spell, Misty Step, you would pop visible there. So
no, what I was thinking is if I run up, throw it, cast invisibility, run away.
It's 2 actions, ain't it?
Okay, yeah, that's 2 actions. You couldn't do that because invisibility is not a bonus action.
Oh, it's not a bonus action. You're right. Yeah.
Is Misty Step a bonus action?
Yes.
Run up, throw it, cast Misty Step, and get away.
But I don't know Misty Step. That's the problem. So
you don't have it yet.
No. Mm-mm. So that's the.
Well, here's what we got for the mages. We need to get Gorrim to the dragon in as sure a manner as we can. So there's an argument for a fly or jumping type of spell.
Yeah, I was going to say a fly spell would be awesome.
So one of us got to get the fly spell.
Dwarf.
With fly or put invisibility on the dwarf and let him run up and...
No, dragons don't automatically see invisible in this one.
Well, now the interesting thing that actually I'm not going to tell. I'm not just going to tell you, Finn. I'm going to make Finn roll a nature check to see what he knows about dragons.
I'll find it sometime. There's the window, and there's the button, and there's the skill button.
Okay. 18, that's pretty good. So for white dragons specifically, you know that when they are young, they have blind sight and they have dark vision. Now, and the dragon you're hunting is a young dragon. As the white dragons get older, let's see, do these guys get... Well, as they get older, they will develop legendary actions, which the young ones don't have. And let's see, is it ancient? Yeah, ancient white dragon. Ancient white dragon. Well, they get better and better passive perceptions. But white dragons in and of themselves do not ever get like what's called dragon sight, which is basically they can see invisible. It's similar to it's similar and slightly different from the ability that devils get. Devils get the ability they can actually see through magical darkness. Some dragons, when they get to their older age categories, they are said to be able to see invisible objects, but you haven't heard about that with white dragons. And this one's a young one anyway, so it is probably not going to be the case.
So this one is like, if we don't happen to nuke it with the fireball early, then we either run Gorrim on the ground and wait for it to land, or we don't wait for it to land and hope that he doesn't knock concentration out when Gorrim is in the air.
Yeah. Now, anybody who wants to can roll me an Arcana check.
I just realized I think I'm short one level 2 spell. So I can give myself Misty Step, which is one I was going to get. I don't know why I'm short a second level spell.
Okay. That actually works differently in this. Actually works differently in this edition. Okay. Never mind. That spell didn't do what I thought. Or what it did in 3rd edition. All right. So, yeah, if you had some kind of spell that was able to either absorb or sap the strength of a creature, or if you had something that could there is that spell. What level is it? You guys got some good. Oh, it's a 2nd level spell. Yeah. Okay. Abinadom, with your Arcana spell, what comes to mind as Finn is talking about how Gorrim might be effective on the ground? There's a spell you've heard about called Earthbind. And basically, if you cast it on a creature and the creature fails its saving throw, then this spell will basically pull it to the ground. If it's a flying creature, it will pull it to the ground, and until it makes a saving throw, it cannot take flight again. So you could effectively, if you find this Earthbind spell somewhere and can get it into your spell book before you run into the dragon, you could get that dragon on the ground and then let Gorrim go to town with it with his axe or with his sword. Or the alternate is get Gorrim in the air so he can fight the dragon in the air.
Yeah, but that's a fly, and that's
It can only breathe so
3.
many times. It can only breathe so many times. Then it's going to have to move in close to use its claw bite route.
Yeah.
I just have to make sure I'm the one it comes after.
Yeah, and with Gorrim's propensity to taunt his enemies, and with a big shiny sword and a lot of shiny armor, white dragons aren't particularly smart. They can be baited into attacking if the party uses a little bit of strategy. So I guess this has turned into a bit of a strategy session. And you guys, I'm going to let you guys take any time that you want during the week. You can talk back and forth about strategy in Discord and, see about that. Now, of course, you have not seen the dragon at this point. So you're not in imminent danger, at least that you can tell, of running into it and having to fight it. But you still have your delivery to make to the logging camp, which we will get to next time, I guess.
Yeah, a significant question for Finn's development. Are magical secrets a thing in this essentials?
Magical secrets?
Yeah.
Okay, just send me a DM in Discord with a little bit more. Okay, if it's something that Finn really is wanting to keep secret, then I'd rather have you tell me.
No.
Okay.
The mechanic. Magical secrets, the thing that allows the bard to take from any other character class a spell.
Oh. Then let me look at the...
Because they have lore bards, so either he's got that or he's got something else coming.
Well, there's only the two bard colleges in this one. So if that's not a feature of your bard college, then no, it's not. If it
is.
Okay, so it's
one of the main features of Lore Bard College. Lore Bard get more of these than any other type of bard.
Then yes, that is a thing. Additional magical secret. Okay.
Okay.
It's letting you learn 2 spells of your choice from any class.
Right.
Yes.
So,
that is a thing.
That's gonna fix his missile game then, because actually Finn doesn't do a whole lot of damage in the direct sense until he adds his cantrip, until he adds a cantrip from the magical secret. So that means that we don't really need to modify Finn for this battle. That's all. So we've got maybe one other one coming.
Okay.
And I don't really know, but I'll look at that some other time. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure I had the Firebolt or the Eldritch Blast, which will be at 2 rather than 1.
Right, because you'll be once you're tier 2, it doubles the damage on cantrips.
Yep. So he's got enough damage output.
Okay. Good.
So yeah, that's the only thing I was concerned about with his own.
So let me circle back and make sure that I'm not missing anything. Did we decide we're going to leave the necklace of fireballs with leave that with Abinadom or for now, or are we going to give it to somebody else for now?
Probably just leave it with Abinadom for now.
Okay, and then if you guys as players decide during the week, or at the beginning of next session, if you guys decide, no, it really would make more sense for another character to have it, just let me know, and I can change it in the administratively. I can put it in somebody else's journal. I don't mind doing that, just as long as everybody has a chance to have a say on it, and everybody is okay with what happens. All right, well then, everyone, please be safe. Do your best. Wes, said it before, we'll say it again. We really appreciate those of you on the front lines of this battle against this coronavirus. It's not a pretty thing, and we've seen what has happened in other countries, and just have to brace for what the curve is going to look like here as it works its way through the country. But everybody else, I hope that your health stays good, and I hope that everything goes as well as possible for you in terms of economics, because that's going to be the next. I mean, there's already a whole lot of people that are feeling it bad now, but there's a whole lot of people that are going to be feeling it a whole lot worse before this is over, unfortunately, I think. And I certainly know that for right now, there's plenty of work for me to do and plenty of stuff, but as all of our customers get affected, it eventually could affect us. So I'm definitely not taking anything for granted.
Yeah, you guys all stay safe out there.
All right. And everyone have a...
Remember, wash your hands for 20 seconds.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Well, and